A pharmaceutical company invents zombies in an attempt to invent an anti-aging drug. A group of friends who live on a boat and sail for a living face a life-altering moment when they encounter zombies rising from the ocean. Will they be able to save themselves and their families? Strap in, movie enthusiasts, it's recap time! Today, we will be diving into the story of a horror film, Zombie Tidal Wave, from the year 2019. So, let's start. The story begins with a couple swimming in the middle of the ocean. Todd pulls out a ring and proposes to Angela, but before she can say yes, something drags him underwater. Angela calls out, thinking he's joking, but there's no response. Moments later, his blood-soaked body floats to the surface. In the next scene, Hunter is sailing with his friend Ray and Ray's niece, Jada. Ray is fishing and tells Hunter he'll miss them when he leaves for another port. Hunter jokingly replies that he'll only miss the boat. They notice a group of kids in a nearby boat setting off fireworks. Hunter ties their boat to his own and boards it. Blaine asks who he is, and Hunter replies that he's their adult supervisor, demanding they hand over the fireworks. Blaine complains about how much they cost, but Ray says it won't cost as much as a fine from the tourist police. Reluctantly, Blaine hands over the fireworks. Smiling, Hunter slips some money into one of the kids' pockets and returns to his boat. Ray resumes fishing, feeling something big on his line. To their shock, it's a dead body with a bluish tint. They pull it onto the boat. Jada shows a drone video she captured underwater, revealing a strange blue glow beneath the ocean. She suggests that's where the dead body came from. Hunter goes to call the authorities, while Ray looks for something to cover the body. Meanwhile, the dead body suddenly reanimates, attacking Jada and biting her. Ray tries to stop it, and Hunter stabs the creature repeatedly with a sword before rushing to Jada's side. Moments later, the zombie rises again. Hunter is stunned, and Ray tries to kill it, but nothing works, so they finally throw it back into the water. Hunter says he's going to call for medical help for Jada. Meanwhile, Kenzie and her daughter Sam are at a bar with some friends. Sam tells Kenzie that she hasn't dated anyone in months, and that Dad would have wanted her to be happy. Just then, Kenzie's phone rings. It's Hunter, urgently asking her to come help Jada. Kenzie arrives, and Hunter explains that Jada was bitten by a dead body they pulled from the ocean. Kenzie examines her and says the tissue on Jada's neck is badly bitten, but she might recover. She takes Jada to the hospital, and Ray accompanies them. Hunter talks to Sheriff Akane. He tells the sheriff that the dead body won't die, no matter what he did, and that there's something dangerous out there in the ocean. At first, Sheriff Akane is unsure of Hunter's claims, but Hunter persuades him to take a boat ride and see for himself. They head to the spot where Hunter had seen the blue glow in the water, explaining that it's where he threw the zombie overboard. Akane suggests it could be a chemical spill and sends a camera down to investigate. They discover a sunken shipwreck. Hunter points out that their drone didn't get a close enough look before, and he identifies the ship as the Anton 350, built by Anders Marine in Denmark. Hunter insists the creatures are zombies, but Akane laughs off the idea. Suddenly, they see several blue-tinted zombies rising from the water, followed by a massive tsunami filled with even more zombies heading toward them. Akane quickly issues an evacuation order for the Amir Bay station. Meanwhile, Sam and her friend Tanya are at a house party with a band performing. Tanya tells Sam about the singer, Dag, and the drummer, Ivan. After his performance, Dag approaches Sam and asks if she likes the music, and she responds enthusiastically. Back on the boat, Akane suggests to Hunter that they should get behind the wave. Hunter warns that the zombies are far more dangerous than just the flooding, saying that once the wave hits the bay, the flood will be the least of their worries. They rush to shore, and Hunter calls Kenzie, who is busy evacuating the hospital. She tells Hunter to watch out for Sam, but hangs up before he can explain the outbreak. As the wave approaches, people start panicking and fleeing. Ray, still at the hospital with Jada, sees the tsunami filled with zombies approaching. Kenzie arrives and gives him a mask, warning about the outbreak. Ray replies that after what he saw on the boat, the mask won't be of much help against the zombies. Kenzie hurries off to assist with the evacuation. As the tsunami crashes ashore, the zombies start biting people. Sheriff Akane finally agrees with Hunter, realizing that the creatures are indeed zombies. Sam, Tanya, Dag, Ivan, and others hear the evacuation alarms and rush to the roof to check. From there, they see the massive tsunami wave, along with the blue-tinted zombies. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Jada briefly opens her eyes and tells Ray that she feels very cold and hungry. Ray reassures her, saying she'll be okay, and promises to ask the nurse to bring food. But suddenly, Jada's eyes change color, and she attacks Ray. He manages to push her away, but the noise brings a nurse into the room, and Jada attacks and bites her. Horrified, Ray realizes Jada has turned into a zombie. Back on the beach, Hunter suggests taking the injured to the hospital, but he quickly notices that it's unnecessary, as all the victims have already transformed into zombies. They escape, running to a car. Inside, they find Blaine and Connie already there. Connie asks for help, and Blaine says they head to the hotel where he was staying. Hunter scoffs, saying that his 5-star hotel won't save him now. Instead, they drive to the police department. As they approach, zombies attack them. Connie tries to protect Blaine, but in a panic, he pushes her into the path of the zombies, sacrificing her to save himself. Once inside the police department, Blaine locks the door behind them. Hunter scolds him for his ruthless behavior, pointing out that Connie was trying to save him. Blaine responds coldly, saying everyone has to look out for themselves. He then grabs a gun from an officer and demands all the weapons for himself. When Connie refuses, Blaine shoots one of the officers. Furious, Hunter knocks him out, and Connie handcuffs him to a bench. Connie uses the radio to send out a message, reporting the outbreak and tsunami at Emir Bay Station, urgently requesting help. Meanwhile, Hunter searches for information on the wrecked ship they saw. He tells Akane that the only record of the Anton 350 in the regional archives is that it was registered to Revok Industries from 1981 to 1985, after which it was reported as scrapped. Hunter, reviewing the records, tells Akane that the description doesn't match what they found. He explains that only someone who actually knows about it could provide details about what really happened. Akane and Hunter arm themselves, grabbing guns from the station. Connie mentions that they've collected these weapons from drug boats and narco planes. Hunter chooses a sword. At this point, Blaine regains consciousness and asks them not to leave him behind. They leave with their shields and guns, navigating around zombies to reach their car. Meanwhile, Sam, Tanya, and their group leave the house and head to a garage. A zombie attacks one of them, causing chaos. In the panic, Tanya gets separated from the group and runs for her life, fending off zombies with a metal rod. She stumbles upon a house with a high security system and rings the bell. A man named Driscoll answers and asks if she's been bitten. She assures him she hasn't and even shows her head. Satisfied, Driscoll lets her in. Once inside, Tanya asks to use the radio to contact her father. She tells Akane where she is and that she's safe. Meanwhile, Dag sprains his ankle, making it difficult for him to walk. They spot a car nearby with Ivan inside. Sam and Dag rush to the car, but Ivan, unaware of the zombie outbreak, steps out and tries to fight. Unfortunately, he's overwhelmed and killed. Sam and Dag manage to shut themselves inside the van. Sam tries to start the vehicle, but it won't start. As zombies swarm the van, Dag realizes they're running out of time. He urges Sam to escape while he distracts the zombies. Sam refuses to leave him behind, but Dag insists, knowing he'll only slow them down. Reluctantly, Sam agrees and runs, while Dag starts singing to draw the zombies' attention. At that moment, Hunter and Akane arrive, fighting off the zombies to protect Sam. Sadly, Dag is killed. They all make it to the hospital, where most of the staff have already turned into zombies. Ray and Kenzie are barricaded inside a room, fighting off the undead. Using the radio, Sam calls out to her mother, telling her she's at the hospital and asking her to come. Meanwhile, Hunter and Ray battle zombies in the hospital. During the fight, Hunter discovers that an electric shock can kill the zombies. Kenzie and Ray emerge from hiding. They all head to Driscoll's house to find Tanny. After confirming no one has been bitten, Driscoll lets them in. Akane hugs Tanny. He then tries to use the radio again to call for help, but hears a noise coming from the basement. When he goes there, a zombie attacks and bites him. The rest of the group hear Akane scream. They rush to save him, but it's too late. He's already been bitten. They confront Driscoll, who says that he was testing ways to fight the zombies and found they contain high levels of phosphorus, explaining the blue glow in the ocean and their blue-tinted skin. Driscoll also reveals that the only way to kill the zombies is with electric shocks. The group formulates a plan to wipe out the zombies. Hunter notes that the tsunami knocked down many power lines, but electricity is still running through them. They decide to destroy the wrecked ship using C4 grenades and use the downed power lines to electrocute the zombies. Hunter heads out with his taser-attached sword, but it fails to work. Kenzie joins to help him, and they use a wood crusher to take down several zombies. Before they leave, Akane confesses a dark truth. 30 years ago, a pharmaceutical company came to the area to test an anti-aging drug on humans, avoiding FDA scrutiny. Akane allowed it, but the drug had horrific side effects. Instead of treating the victims, the company drowned them. Kenzie realizes the zombies weren't just a side effect. The company intentionally created them, knowing they'd be valuable on the black market. Akane, full of regret, tells Tanny to leave him, knowing he's about to turn. He detonates himself by detonating C4, killing nearby zombies. Hunter pulls electrical wires into a pool of water and goes to lure the zombies. He instructs Kenzie to turn on the power once the zombies gather in the water. Meanwhile, Ray and Driscoll head out to destroy the shipwreck. Driscoll jumps into the water, but is killed by zombies. Zombies now head for Ray and Tanny in the boat, but Ray manages to destroy the shipwreck and get Tanny out of the boat just in time before sacrificing himself. Hunter lures the zombies into the water pool, but one attacks him. Kenzie rushes to help, and together they manage to execute their plan, electrocuting the zombies and wiping them out. After the battle, Sam, Hunter, and Kenzie reunite. A little while later, Tanny joins them and informs Hunter that Ray didn't make it. Hunter mourns Ray's death, and the movie ends with Hunter and Kenzie sharing a kiss. They all decide to stay together and live out the rest of their lives in peace. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching and see you next time.